Hello, how are you today? Do you want to dive into a book that might just surprise you, whether it becomes your next favorite or one you might skip? Let's find out what readers are saying about it.
McGray Fume, who has 97 likes, says, I listened to the audiobook version and it was fantastic. The narrator is brilliant and creates the perfect ambience to elevate the story. It is a great crime story revolving around family secrets. Written in the gritty and bleak style essay Cosby masters so well. The characters are complex and interesting, their relationships realistic, and the story is so dark and compelling. I loved it. Thank you so much Macmillan Audio for this arc. Cheryl Carey, who has 56 likes, says, This is my first time reviewing an audiobook. Adam Lazar White is S.A. Cosby's extremely talented narrator across all his novels. He has a deep and compelling voice. This is the third time for me experiencing Cosby's books in audio format. On all three occasions Lazar White sucked me directly into the storyline. Let's talk about Cosby now. Absolutely love his gritty noir style. What an extremely talented wordsmith he is. His dialogue is extremely intelligent and biting. This book is so atmospheric. When our protagonist Rome is confronted by the antagonists, I feel sweat rolling down the back of my neck. That is how deep this author can pull you into his story, because of his precise and tight writing style. I understand how an individual might feel when trapped in a situation almost like an insect specimen pinned to a display board where it cannot escape and is there to be examined. Character development is something I treasure in a novel. Cosby takes us way back into the family's history to help us understand why Rome and his siblings react as they do in situations. This book makes you wonder constantly when or if our protagonist will cross the line into becoming an antagonist. This is defiantly a drama of a very fractured family. The eldest brother tasks himself with trying to glue back together a family severely damaged by very bad choices that family members have made in the past, especially his addict baby brother. Reading a saga based around a family who own a mortuary is quite creepy. We experience the inner workings of a crematory. It is so fascinating to be dragged into this family's problems and have to face dark and dangerous gang bosses as well as crooked cops and politicians. Throughout the novel I felt so invested in the siblings and the good guys and gals they have to aid them in helping the family survive. A huge thank you to S.A. Cosby, his publisher Flatiron Books and NetGalley for allowing me access to an advance copy of The King of Ashes. Publication day is June 10, 2025. Sandra Hoover, who has 41 likes, says, Author S.A. Cosby's King of Ashes is a bold, brutal, in-your-face Southern noir family drama that begs the question, what would you do to protect your family? Like Cosby's preceding books, this tension-laden story is a gritty, raw, gut-wrenching masterpiece with blood, sweat, and tears permeating every page. Settle in your favorite corner before starting this highly addictive page burner. It's a wild ride. Roman Carruthers, a financial guru, left his rundown hometown of Jefferson Run, Virginia, and the family crematorium business he detested in the rearview 5 years ago, seeking the bright lights and opportunities of the big city. Over time, Roman built a reputable, profitable business as a respected expert managing clients' money and making them wealthy. He's living the good life when a phone call informs him his father is comatose following a near-fatal car crash, and he's needed back home. Roman has no choice but to swallow his dread and return to the place he fled to pay his dues with plans to make an appearance and then get back out as soon as possible. Unfortunately, Roman's plans change when he finds his sister, Nevia, exhausted and nearing the end of her rope as she single-handedly works killer hours to keep the crematorium running while keeping vigilance by her father's hospital bed and riding shotgun over younger brother, Dante, whose bad decisions put him in a dicey situation with local, low-life criminals. Upon arrival, Roman analyzes the situation as he would any mathematical problem and proceeds with a plan to pay off Dante's debt. However, events backfire and quickly escalate out of control. He learns the hard way that Dante's careless actions have attracted criminal elements way beyond the local thugs. Someone with power is seeking retaliation against his family, leaving him to wonder if his father's car crash was a warning, not an accident. Now, everyone Roman cares about is in danger. And to Roman, family is everything. Money won't buy them off. But Roman knows how the game is played. Swallowing his pride and the bile rising in his throat, Roman crosses over to the dark side, selling his soul to the devil in a bargain that may forever bind him to the small-town life he worked so hard to escape. While he doesn't like it, one lesson Roman learned from his father is that everything burns. And he's not above striking the match that'll burn this town down around them to save his family. Cosby never lifts his foot off the gas in King of Ashes. From beginning to end, it's an action-packed, fast-paced family drama with flawed, larger-than-life characters battling impossible odds in an age-old battle of good versus evil. But in doing so, what do they become? What sets Cosby's characters apart is their strong family ties. Hearts of a lion. Keen sense of morality even as they're forced to cross lines in the name of old-timey justice. And their ability to display vulnerability while stepping up as anti-heroes, all in the name of family. Fueled by an increasing tone of impending doom. Non-stop action drives the maddening pace forward through flawlessly woven, twisted, multiple plot lines towards an explosive climax that left me breathless. Family skeletons along with all the dark family secrets escape to wreak havoc in this epic southern noir thriller. Who will remain standing when they sift through the ashes? Highly recommended to readers who enjoy fast-paced, graphic, family drama thrillers. Special thanks to Flatiron Books for a complimentary arc of this title for review. Opinions expressed are my own. This title is scheduled for release June 10, 2025. My review first published in Mystery Suspense magazine and is also available on my blog Cross My Heart Reviews. Brady Lockerbie, who has 293 likes, says, "My third essay Cosby book, and as expected, a wild ride. Roman returns to his hometown in VA to find out his brother Dante is mixed up with one of the local gangs. A few parts of this book made me physically nauseous. I am talking me having to put the book down and go onto TikTok to find old Vine videos to make me laugh and get my mind off of it. And for how dark some parts were. I thought the ending was so rushed and anticlimactic. I was so disappointed. I flipped the page and was like, wait, that's it, it's over. Hence the 4-star rating." Char, who has 60 likes, says, S.A. Cosby knows how to spin a good yarn, and King of Ashes is no exception. Roman Carruthers returns home to Jefferson Run, Virginia, because his dad is in a coma. Waiting at home are both his sister, Nevia, and his younger brother Dante. Also waiting there is the memory of their mother, missing for many years and presumed dead. While Roman has been away in Atlanta, building a prosperous career as a money manager, Nevia has been home running the family crematorium, and Dante has been burying his troubles and worries in various pill bottles and gallons of liquor. As it turns out, Dante has gotten himself into real trouble and now owes the local syndicate money. So much money that his life is now in danger. Roman puts his singular set of skills to the task of extricating his brother from the situation, helping Nevia keep the family business going, and all the while worrying about his comatose father. You will have to read this to see if Roman is successful in these endeavors I have been a fan of. S.A. Cosby since I read his first book and I am still here years later. His crime novels are gritty, raw and often heartbreaking. He pulls no punches and you will find no traditional happy endings in his books. What you will find is a view of real American lives in the American South. And as such, his work is not often pretty because many of those lives are not pretty. I was rooting for Roman quite a lot at first. But being an S.A. Cosby character means you are not one-dimensional, and as the tale progressed my feelings about Roman changed quite a bit. For whatever reason, Roman reminded me a lot of Walter White from the television show Breaking Bad. If you've seen that brilliant series, you know that Walter started out trying to protect his family and look out for their future. But somehow along the way, Walter slowly changed from the protagonist into something else. I am not saying that Roman's changes were similar to Walter's, or am I guess that depends on the viewpoint of the reader. I listened to this book, narrated by the incredible Adam Lazar-White. He has narrated most of Cosby's work and together they make a great team. I mean this in the way that Ray Porter, Jonathan Marbury have created the world of Joe Ledger. And in the way that Scott Brick and Greg Hurwitz have created the world of Orphan X. If you've read these series you know what I am talking about. It's the strange phenomenon where a writer and a narrator combine to create something of a higher level than just a mere book. That said, I also want to mention that Adam Lazar-White might have the sexiest voice to ever exist. Or at least the sexiest since Barry White. Lol. Cosby's work often reminds me of Dennis Lehane's. While Lehane is generally focused on the Boston area, Cosby focuses on Virginia. Maybe it's the old axiom, write what you know, but these two authors have never let me down. I don't know if they're even capable of doing so. It's a great feeling to pick up a book by one of your favorite authors and know that you're going to enjoy it before you even start. The only negative thing about finishing their books is beginning the wait for their next one. If you're a fan of dark, gritty crime novels with colorful characters and horrible moral complications, this is the book for you. My highest recommendation, ARC from Macmillan Audio.